man, he's a goth. He pisses absinthe and eats bats. Which is very hard on the colon, y'all. It's very hard. Please give it up to the goth comedian, Mr.
Becoming what they meet, restrained and roasted while they gorge, strapped into the seat. Bathing in your arrogance, dining will ensue. God made me a cannibal to fix problems like you.
Come on. I'm not doing that for COVID. I've done Mistress K shows before. You never know where this mic has been. So, you know, a lot of comics would be a little intimidated following apparently a shirtless samurai being flogged, and a guy bragging about the naughtiest stroke of all time, but not me. I'm the goth comedian. I know I don't look like other comedians. I realize I look like Kung Fu Panda, the live version, but that's not what I'm going for, folks. I realize what I look like. I look like a truck driver, took the wrong turn in Hillcrest, got raped by drag queens, but that's not what I'm going for, folks. I realize I look like Rosie O'Donnell joined The Walking Dead, but that's not what I'm going for, folks. I'm the goth comedian. I like my women pasty white, and this is my crowd. I know you guys are into that. Yes, all the tan people were hooping and hollering. You had to see my ex-girlfriend, sir. She was so white, she was an extra in Schindler's List. They filmed her scenes in color. That's what I'm talking about when I say white. I took her to a party. She put her hand on the table. I'm risking this because you might have a stroke. I went to a party with her. She put her hand on the table like this. 5 guys tried to snort her fingers, okay? That's what I'm talking about when I say white. That is white. Isn't it great to be out? Isn't it great to be out? We were in our houses trapped for 2 fucking years, staring at the walls, masturbating furiously, thinking thoughts about death, suicide. But I'm goth. I was doing that before. I don't know what you guys were doing. I always do that. It's great. What is this, Ronald McDonald? What's going on over here? I just noticed you. What is that? Big slut energy. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Now I know who's going to give me a WhatsApp number later on this evening. I realize that. Yes, that's the new wrong number because I grew up in San Diego. I got a lot of wrong numbers. I got 867-5309. I got 555 numbers. You ever get those back in the day? Last week the woman gave me my number. Like 81. Hey, wait a second. That's what happens to me. But yeah, it's crazy. I am the goth comedian. I love it. I love that Suicide Girls look. You guys know what I'm talking about? No, not the website. I like girls that are suicidal. I do very well with them. But it's weird dating a goth. I mean, everybody knows what I'm talking about. I met this girl in L.A. and she said, "I am the most goth girl you've ever met in your life." I said, "Really? How are you the most goth girl I've ever met in my life?" She said, "I am so goth. I'm a necrophiliac." I said, "Really? Define necrophiliac." She said, "I love the night. I'm not comfortable during the day. I'm only comfortable at night. I take nude walks all the time. I love the night." I said, "You realize that's nocturnal, not necrophiliac." But then she fucked me. Now she's a necrophiliac. It's very strange. This is not the weirdest show I've ever done. This is not even the only show I've done. This is not even the first show I've done with unicorns. This is not a weird show. I hosted a vampire convention before the pandemic. These people think they're really vampires. I'm telling you. I went to this girl. Yes, you know. I went to this girl afterwards. By the way, she's a vampire, by the way, just so you know. It's if you guys want to bloodlet right over here. But no, because I went to this girl after the show, and she's like, "You're really funny." I said, "Let's take a selfie for Instagram." She said, "No." I said, "Why not?" She said, "Because I don't show up on film." I said, "It's a phone. There's no film." She's like, "We've evolved." That's those. We have evolved. I performed at a horror convention. Scary. The most scary horror convention I've ever seen. They did not have Freddy Krueger. They did not have Michael Myers. They did not have Jason. They did have Corey Feldman. It was so scary. He started dancing. People were fucking fleeing in the aisles. I'm telling you. I am telling you. But I do shows with Mistress K. Last year we did a show. Actually, I performed at DomCon last year. And obviously you guys missed my set. But I performed at... No, but it's weird. It's weird when you do I've done shows at Dungeons a lot, and it's hard to gauge how you're doing. It's a comedy club. You guys like my jokes, you laugh. You don't like my jokes, you don't laugh. When you're at a dungeon, half the people have ball gags in their mouth. So all night you're hearing, you don't know how you're doing. And by the way, I have to explain this because I got a MRS. But the interesting story about the MRS is who gave it to me. Thank you. It's always nice to be heckled by the host and promoter of the show. It's very professional. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now back to the comedy portion of the comedy show. Thank you so much, Mr. K. The funny thing about the MRS is my father gave this to me. My father is there's more to it. My father is the toughest man alive. Yeah. My father, yes, he's right there. It's the old man that everybody's been picking on. But what you don't know about this old man, this is great. Everybody's getting flogged and fucking burned, and I'm fucking talking. I love my old man. He's the toughest man alive. This man, the man. After the person who put me on the show and is hosting the show heckled me mercilessly. Thank you so much. My father, I am talking about my father, it's not a shame, but he was the only white chef in a soul food restaurant in Harlem. That's tough. One day the French fryer exploded, burned him over half his body. He finished his shift. He has one nipple. He has scar tissue on half his body. And you know how you always like to be, you always want to be like your father when you're a kid. So I used to take my lighter, try to burn my nipple off. It didn't work. That didn't work. Of course, I've talked to a guy wearing a kilt and flip-flops. And that's how I rebelled. I'm wearing lipstick on a Thursday night on stage, but and guy liner. But so I visited him on Father's Day. He said, "I got you one of these." That's the way he talks. He kind of grunts. "I got you one of these. Your mom got me one of these. These are great. You put your wallet in there, you put your phone in there, and the best part about it, it's leather. It doesn't look gay at all." Because, gay guys aren't into leather or anything. Apparently, my father's not a big Judas Priest fan, or, and the funny thing was, it was during Pride Month, and I'm all for Pride Month. I love Pride Month. Before you woo, I have a caveat. Straight people, I know there's a couple of you out there, stay the fuck out of Pride Week. I mean, come on. I mean, seriously. Every time I'm on Facebook, every Pride parade, all my friends are like, "Woo! Check me out, I'm at the Pride Parade." All my straight friends. I asked my gay friends, "Are you at the Pride Parade?" "We're not going to go down. There's a bunch of fucking straight people there. It's like a Walmart down there." Everybody's getting into this shit. Did you see Burger King at Pride Whoppers this year? Google it. 2 top buns if you're a top. 2 bottom buns if you're a bottom. At Burger King. Have you ever seen a gay man at Burger King in your life? You know who looks like that? You know who goes to Burger King? Guys that look like this guy right here. That's who go. Chick-fil-A, a bigger gay following than Burger King. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Jesus Christ. Oh, man, I've had so many weird jobs. Because I grew up in San Diego. I went to San Diego State University for 6 years. And did not get laid once. Do you know how hard that is? San Diego State is the number 3 party school in the nation. And my parents are like, it's been 4 years. You going again? Yeah. It's been 5 years. Yeah, I got to do a little bit more. When you're really smart, they like to keep you for another couple of years, I failed a couple classes. I failed African American Studies, if you could believe that. You had to do your thesis on your favorite black performer. I didn't mind a Black Sabbath. I don't know what happened there. How'd I fuck that one up? I don't know. And I failed women's studies too. They put a vagina on the board, had me find the clit, and I was a virgin then. I don't know. I know it now. I know it now. Not only that, I will tell you, I'm an amazing lover. Ladies, I am an amazing lover. I gave my ex-girlfriend the biggest orgasm she ever had in her life. And I know she wasn't faking because her nose started to bleed. I never thought I could top that. I topped that. I don't know what you guys are conversing here. Like, nosebleed, that sounds great. I had another girl. No, trust me. I know you're repulsed by me. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's all right. I'm sure you have. Except I'm broke. That's what it is. But, well, whatever. Anyway. I love these little fucking side conversations. But, no. I topped it. I gave a woman chest pains. And I know you're looking at me going, if you were on top of me, I'd have chest pains too. But that's not why. Because I was working it. 2023. Great year for me. Wonderful year for me. Wonderful year for me. I lost 65 pounds this year. That's the good news. The bad news is I'm so fat nobody noticed. That would be the bad news. No, you know how I did it? I found a trainer. She's a female bodybuilder. And I started flirting with her, and we went out. Best date I ever had. We went hiking. I passed out halfway up the hill. She carried me up the rest of the way. It was fucking great. It's amazing. It was amazing. And I've been in 5 movies the last year. It's great. Obviously non-union. And I played a vampire, a child killer, a pervy prison guard, and a politician. Basically lateral move all around. And I also played a Nazi. And they custom fit in a uniform to my size. And they said, would you like to take this home? Let me give that some thought. No, I really don't. I really don't. Before I go, I didn't want to say, this is a great crowd. This is a diverse crowd. This is, this is so wonderful to have everybody gathered here. There's vanilla people. There's freaky people. There's people of all nationalities, all sexualities, and we're here to enjoy art. And I think that's great. I think art brings people together. I really do. I really do. And by the way, thank you. That I do that for the smattering of applause. But I'm telling you, because I went to see the German industrial band KMFDM, and I know this is one of the few crowds that will get this. And they were performing next to where Babyface was performing. So it's exactly what you think. It's a bunch of well-dressed black people all in white, and a bunch of weird white people all in black. It was the most fucked up version of Spy versus Spy you've ever seen in your life. You guys have a great night. Thank you.
From the butcher's lab, becoming what they mean.